Welcome back and good Monday to you. Hope it has been Monday. Yes, obviously. 23rd day of September already. Think about that one. And, by the way, weather-wise, a vastly different pattern from what we saw last week. We are talking about the potential for, in totality, 2, 3, maybe more inches of rain over the course of your 7-day for a couple of different reasons. Now, the first is a cold front that's not really making its way too rapidly over our area. It's not here yet, but it's on its way in. Some showers out, and ahead of that, potentially some bumpy weather tomorrow. And then it's what will be, more than likely, Hurricane Helene after it becomes a hurricane, which is now pretty much nothing more than a cluster of thunderstorms. When we get to your 7 days shortly, we'll talk about the slight chance for some severe weather tomorrow, the showers and thunderstorms, part of a cold front that's just going to kind of very slowly trek over the area, and we'll see some light showers out and ahead of that. And then we'll also talk about the potential track for what is expected to become, again, Hurricane Helene, which is just simmering off the western Caribbean Sea and could become the strongest hurricane landfall in the U.S. so far this season. In fact, Florida has already declared a state of emergency for 41 counties in its potential eye. And keep in mind, this thing is not even formed as of yet, but looks to make landfall somewhere near the Big Bend region of Florida, and could do so with up to 12 inches of rain for those folks before it treks its way on up and covers, well, pretty much of Kentucky, all of Kentucky, and a few other states in entirety as well. While the weather might not be all that similar to last week, our first story is, and similar to that of many, well, more than a half a dozen over the past couple of weeks, Floyd County Schools saw another situation where a student has been charged with terroristic threatening. That's a felony. It was this morning. Betsy Lane Elementary was the site of investigation where a student was determined to have made implicit threatening statements to other students. And as a result, the Floyd County Sheriff's Department took that student into custody. Now, they did investigate and determine that there was not a firearm on school property. No students and staff were in any imminent danger, but a serious threat made nonetheless where yet another young person, this at Betsy Lane Elementary, was charged with terroristic threatening. An ongoing drug case, which has been the site of an investigation by the Magafa County Sheriff's Department, as of most recently, saw an official sentencing earlier today, putting an end to the case against Greg Howard by federal and local authorities. It was back in February when 52-year-old Greg Howard took a plea deal in federal court, pleading guilty to one of the 17 counts on the indictment that he faced, along with a co-conspirator, Jesse Merle. More on the totality of his case when we summarize all these with Sheriff Bill Meade at a later time on a later show. Nevertheless, when he pled guilty to Count 17 of that indictment, with the rest of those being dismissed, he agreed to knowingly and intentionally distributing pills, oxycodone mainly, in Magafa County, selling them from March of 2022 through August of 2023. 17 separate controlled buys done by the Magafa County Sheriff's Department, who brought in the DEA, federal authorities, the Morgan County Sheriff's Department as well, and others to help with their investigation. His formal sentencing had been delayed on at least one occasion, if not two, and took place earlier today in federal court in Pikeville. He was sentenced to 160 months on the charges related to the Magafa County Sheriff's Department investigation. 13.3 years, 160 months with 3 years of supervised release when he is out after serving what will have to be at least 85% of those 160 months. In that, he also agreed to forfeit a number of assets, including what was estimated to be around $42,000 in cash. I believe also his residence and property, also part of that forfeiture agreement. The court, however, also added an additional 12 months for violating his original probation and parole. When he was indicted this last time after the Magafa County Sheriff's investigation, Bill Meade's office, he was on probation already for a 2017 conviction on the charge of possession with the intent to distribute hydrocodone. And it was then that he was sentenced to 36 months, running concurrently with the 12 months he had received for violating probation in his 2013 federal drug case, as well as 6 years of probation, running concurrently with 3 years he'd received for violating his probation in the earlier case. With the 160 and 12 months to run concurrently, as I understand, and not consecutively, totaling 14.3 years to serve. In a moment, and after the break, 3 citations give us a timeline about the charges subsequently and an arrest of a Johnson County man who's still in custody, charged with rape on various different degrees, more than 200 times, of 2 juveniles. I'll be right back. Experience over 30 years of exceptional, impeccable elegance and beauty at Seasons Florist, now in Salyersville, offering the very freshest in floral designs, custom and in-stock wreaths, arrangements, gifts, and so much more that you'll have to visit to try to see it all. Plus, they have tuxedo rental, free delivery within the city limits of Salyersville, and you can even place orders after hours. Call anytime. Seasons Florist on Parkway Drive, 349-4000. Thanks to you, Frazier's Prater Drug has been voted #1 in customer satisfaction with Good Neighbor Pharmacies for the 7th year in a row. With curbside pickup for all of your prescription, allergy, or even multivitamin needs. Or come in and pull up a stool while you shop, or just visit downtown and treat yourself to something extra tasty or sweet. Where locally owned means a more personal, reliable, and friendly pharmacy. Frazier's Prater Drug.
Get ready for an experience like no other. ArtRaes is coming to the Mountain Arts Center on Thursday, September 26, 2024. ArtRaes isn't just a show, it's a celebration of art, music, and creativity. Born from the ashes of a burnt theater, this troupe of misfit artists, singers, dancers, and musicians has taken the world by storm. Be a part of the experience. Be ArtRaes. Get your tickets now.
Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or a relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
The Big Sandy Healthcare System family is excited to welcome and introduce to you their newest team member, Dr. Emily McCormick, DMD. From right here in Eastern Kentucky, Dr. McCormick joins Hope Family Dental and is excited to see and serve patients in Magoffin County. Call 349-5126 to schedule an appointment. Summer is wrapping up, and that means back to school, football games, fall, and all the wonderful things that go with it. And the seasonal shop has got a large selection of Magoffin and UK merchandise ready to go. Beautiful jewelry and accessories to complement all of your outfits. And for the teachers, a full line of spa and pampering products that are perfect to help relieve a little stress after some long days. Fragrance lines to help maybe any classroom or dorm room feel more like home. And as always, a beautiful selection of home decor. If you haven't been in lately, very lately, stop in and get a preview of some of their fall and Christmas colors and styles. And remember, local delivery and layaway at the seasonal shop.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County schools.
A Kentucky State Police investigation into a Johnson County man from Van Leer first resulted in him being charged with assault in the 4th degree, then another citation for tampering with physical evidence. And the culmination of that investigation to date has netted more than 200 counts of rape against 2 juveniles. The case against 36-year-old John Silas Ashley of Van Leer started on the 11th of this month in Johnson County. Ashley is currently being held on a number of charges and on a $50,000 cash bond. And it was on the 11th, on a Wednesday, when state police said they got a call in the 1873 Route 2381 area about a female juvenile who had walked away from home, who was also the subject of a welfare check on the previous date, who stated to authorities that John Ashley had beat her for talking or giving a statement to the Department of Social Services and to police, calling her the enemy afterwards, for which he was charged with the assault in the 4th degree. The next day, on the Thursday of that week, state police detectives charged him with tampering with physical evidence after they were made aware of a sexual abuse allegation related to Ashley, in which they contacted a juvenile who told the authorities that he had been molesting her and her sister repeatedly, at least one of them over 200 times, and at least on one occasion for the other. And that one of the two juveniles had actually recorded one of the incidents for evidence. However, when authorities conducted a search warrant at the residence in question, they ultimately found the phone in question. However, it had been factory reset and erased, believed by Ashley, and thus resulting in the charge of tampering with physical evidence. Then just this past Thursday, authorities went back to the residence and arrested Ashley for rape in the 1st degree, rape in the 2nd degree, rape in the 3rd degree, and criminal abuse in the 3rd degree. This after statements from two juveniles indicate that beginning on around December of 2021 and up through just about a week ago, that Ashley is alleged to have had sexual intercourse with the victim approximately at least 200 times, and also on at least one occasion with the other female juvenile. And he was also accused of punishing both girls with a wooden board on at least 3 occasions when he became upset or angry with them. In all, he faces 1 count of rape in the 1st, 70 counts of rape in the 3rd, 130 counts of rape in the 2nd, and again is being held on a $50,000 bond. We've got some scores. We obviously have some weather to discuss. Right now, let's see what's happening on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. First off, a birthday wish. I had an unusually, every week around here, you can pretty well imagine it's pretty busy, but I had an unusually hectic last week for a number of reasons, and then Friday we had to wrap up the show early and get out of town. So I missed a birthday, and now it's belated, and it is for Mark Dalton, the first Mark Dalton that I know's daddy, and he celebrated his birthday last week on the 20th, his 68th birthday. So love your son, Mark. Happy birthday to you, Mark Dalton. Happy 68th birthday, now a bit belated, to you. Don't forget that Prestonsburg VA Clinic is sponsoring and putting together a flu clinic for our veterans at our DAV meeting coming up on October the 3rd, 5 to 7 in the Henry Joseph edition of the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center there in the back. If you have any questions, call our commander of the DAV here in Sayersville and McGoffin County, 349-2299. That's Lloyd Salyer. Or Tammy Harden at 422-4893. They will practice social distancing, and a mask will be provided if you need one or want one, and they hope to see all our veterans there to get the flu shot. Fabric of Hope is the theme of this year's Pink Ribbon Luncheon hosted by the McGoffin County Extension Service. It's not until October the 24th, but ladies, they desperately need you to register. If you can, just to let them know you're planning on coming. It'll be held at noon that day, and call 349-3216 to let them know if you're planning on attending. Whenever you're planning on using our calendar, it's just as simple. A phone call, fax, an email, drop it in the mail. However you want to get it to us, just be sure you do, and we'll tell everyone absolutely what you've got planned for your church group, organization, or whose birthday or anniversary we want to talk about. From there, funeral service announcements brought to you nightly by our friends, the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And first off, they are announcing services to begin in the morning at 11 for 71-year-old Basil Hall of Sayersville. He passed away Saturday at his home, leaving behind his loving partner of 27 years, Mary Jenkins. He is as well, leaving behind his children, Heather Renee Cheeseman and Basil Neal Hall, as well as his honorary children, Sean Castle and Mark Castle, the latter who preceded him in death. He's actually as well survived by 7 grandkids and a great-grandfather of 2 grandchildren as well. Basil is survived by sister Connie Gamble, brothers Berlin and Happy Hall, and services again start in the morning at 11 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Services start Thursday at 1 for 78-year-old Mary Cook, who passed away on Sunday, born to the late Alec Howard and the late Plena Smith. She's survived by her sons, Rick Cottle and Mike Cook, her brothers Harry Cottle and Henry Howard, her sister Irma Tackett, and 3 grandkids and 4 great-grandchildren. In addition to her parents, Mary's preceded in death by her two daughters, Greta and Shirley Cottle, brothers Frankie and Ricky Lee Howard, and her sister Chickie Lee Howard. Services have been set for Thursday at 1 from the McGoffin Funeral Home. Visitation will be Wednesday evening from 6 until 9. For whatever reason, if your working days are over, don't do anything before you meet Grover. Social Security, disability, SSI, work injuries, wear and tear, and hearing loss. 888-9-GROVER. Green Tree Forest Products wants to buy your timber. Our skilled log procurement team has 4 generations and 70 years of experience buying over 24 million feet of hardwoods every year, which means you'll get the most dollars out of your logs and timber by calling any of our 3 locations in Salyersville, Moorhead, or Wallingford, Kentucky. In the Salyersville and surrounding area, call 495-1198. Green Tree Forest Products. East Kentucky's premier entertainment venue is here. Pick your game at Outlaw Ax Country in Paintsville. Axe throwing, bull riding, cornhole, billiards, a full arcade, inflatables, and more. And don't forget to cash out with prizes and mine for gems before you go. Open 7 days a week and built for fun for 1 to 100. That's Outlaw Ax Country on Broadway in Paintsville. And snack on one of your favorites, Carnival Cravings, while you're there. Call for more or to book a party at 372-4-FUN.
Atrial fibrillation is one of the more common rhythms we see.
AFib is an arrhythmia of the heart where the top part of the heart is beating erratically and out of sync with the bottom part of the heart.
The electrophysiology service is made up of a team of healthcare providers, and that includes an electrophysiology lab where we're able to do procedures to help repair heart rhythm problems. When a patient becomes heart rhythm free, it can really restore their life.
ARH, more for Appalachia.
Pennies, and I mean pennies on the dollar in Paintsville. New items every week at Outlaw Bargain Pallet Store. Household goods, tools, toys, makeup, home decor, and so much more. And they're right by Outlaw Thrift and Consignment, the area's biggest and best consignment, full of new, nearly new, and gently loved kids and adult clothing, name brands, new styles, and most everything in the store is only $2. Shop and save it both on Main Street in Paintsville.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars. I believe in always finding a way to do what you love. I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Whether you've got a new ride and you want it to stand out in the crowd, or you want your current ride to look and feel like a new one, no one does lifts, wheels, and tires better than Conleys. Stop in now for spring tire specials, free quotes, and 0% financing, or log on to conleytire.net. For the Hornets, 2 more road games, which follow this past Friday night's trip on the road to Martin County before they're back home on the 11th of October hosting the Bulldogs. McGoffin County, I think, leading at the half against the Cardinals on the Cardinals' home field this past Friday night. Got outdone in the latter part of the game. 28-22, your final score. Touchdown separating these two district teams. 1-4 for the season right now for McGoffin County. Belfry is in their sights this Friday. That's again a road game, and then they're on the road at Powell County before hosting Lawrence County on October the 11th. The boys right now got that one win against Lewis County, looking for their second against an always tough Belfry. They're 3-2 right now, and just took out Pikeville last week, 35-21. Johnson Central Golden Eagles 42-0. Zip is North Laurel in this case. 4-1 right now for the Golden Eagles and Coach Peck, and they're at Boyd County this coming Friday night. Kickoff set for 7:30 as Johnson Central is rolling right now with only that one loss at Madison Central out of the gate on the season, and then just dominating since. Paintsville and the Tigers got zipped by Warren. That's in Vincent, Ohio. Road game. And they are back in action. The Tigers are hosting Leslie County this Friday night. Kickoff set for 7:30. They started off the season with a big win by 46-6 over Floyd Central, but have struggled since. Had a couple of close ones, including a 1-point loss to Prestonsburg at Peaburg. Nevertheless, the Tigers again hosting Leslie County this Friday night. Kickoff set for 7:30. Lawrence County and the Bulldogs and Coach Alan Short, well, they're rolling too. They've got one loss at Perry Central, 21-35. But last week they came back with a win over Harlan County, 35-14. That puts the boys from Lawrence County at 3-1. Now the schedule right now has them away and to be announced. I think this Friday, however, is their off week. Nevertheless, they'll be back at home, well, not until October the 4th. Then they'll be hosting Belfry and the Pirates. Now let's talk about rain, some showers, some storms. This is pretty current right here in just the last few moments, and you can see what's headed our way. Now this is out and ahead of a cold front, the line of which won't be coming through here until tomorrow. But we're seeing a lot of unsettled air conditions out there, and showers and some thunderstorms and some good ones. This is some of the reason that we're looking at the possibility of a few inches of rain, 2, 3, 4 in totality throughout your 7-day and over the next few days. Keep in mind, this is just phase 1, we'll call it. This is the effects of the cold front, and again, the potential for some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. You'll want to keep your eye on the weather. We are in a slight risk category, which is just above marginal. So tomorrow, certainly around midday, it'll be a good time frame to be paying attention. A little bit before that, don't get caught off guard. As we have 64 degrees for tonight, mostly cloudy skies, and as you saw, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, which I'm going to crank up right about now after looking at that radar. Don't you think that's a pretty safe bet? For your Tuesday, showers and thunderstorms likely, especially in the latter afternoon as well, once again when that line actually rolls through. Now, right now, the National Weather Service is calling for a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of rain tomorrow, maybe another 1/4 and a half tomorrow night, maybe another 1/4 or so on your Wednesday, and another 1/4 on Wednesday night, which is not adding up on the high side for us right now. That's just kind of a general statement, but there's a good chance that some of those thunderstorms, those showers could be quite heavy at times and could dump a lot of rain rather quickly, or even worse in some occasions, as slow as this is moving, kind of hang out in one spot, and that's even worse. So keep that in mind. Tomorrow, 83, patchy fog in the morning, patchy fog tomorrow night, 63 your low after Tuesday's all said and done, and again, that 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms, and this is a pretty consistent scenario. We're not going to get out of this for a little while. Wednesday, temperatures will be felt plummeting, well, falling at least, 75, 61 as a result of that front, mostly cloudy. Still got an 80% chance of some showers and thunderstorms midweek this week, maybe 60% by Wednesday night. Thursday, as you see, 79, mostly cloudy. 30% chance of just some showers, no thunderstorm activity. That should be gone by Wednesday, so just some run-of-the-mill showers lingering into your Thursday. And then for your Friday right now, well, this could be a part of that tropical moisture and rainfall and Helene, which is still not even a thing yet, but it certainly has everyone's attention. 77, 61 your high, your low. Friday, partly sunny, a 60% chance of showers and storms. Weekend right now looks to be kind of iffy. 81 first day, 76 latter half, mostly sunny, partly sunny, give or take, and a 30 to 50% chance of just showers and not so many thunderstorms as of right now. We'll keep that updated, of course. Monday of next week, still in the mid-70s, still with some sun and some showers. There's so much uncertainty to both of these scenarios, certainly the latter part and what's left of or will be left of Hurricane Helene. We're going to keep an eye on this one for you. And that'll wrap it up just for tonight. I am due to sit down this week with Magafu County Sheriff Bill Meade. He's going to summarize a few cases, including, we'll talk more about the sentencing today of Greg Howard, but also already in the works is the investigation in cases on the federal level of a number of other individuals that he is investigating, and he says that as well there is still more to come. We'll get caught up on that, a few details he wishes to share, and of course I'll get caught up on a lot of other news when I see you back here tomorrow night, and we will be talking about the wet weather, I do believe, again. So see you then.